What is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Who Dat Davis here for you. And as always, if you don't know, you will know the we bleed black and gold, or we are dead and cold. And thank you guys very much for checking out this special edition of the Black and Gold Breakdown Podcast. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button down below, you hit the notification bell right next to it so you never miss a single moment of when your boy goes live with content. All social media handles are put down in the description below. Now, as you guys probably were checking out my community tabs prior to today, I was going to do a live show tomorrow at this time, but news broke out today that Michael Thomas has officially declared himself out for the 2021 season. And a lot of us, whether you're pro Michael Thomas or not, initially was feeling like that. And now is now next man up mentality for the New Orleans Saints. While it's receiving core now spearheaded by Tre'Quan Smith. But we're not talking about Tre'Quan Smith or those other guys for right now. We're going to talk about Michael Thomas and Link, not just as a football player, but as a person, because this goes deeper than football. And I have a special guest here with me today to talk more about that. She very vocal person on Saints Twitter. I consider her one of the queens of Saints Twitter. She is an advocate for Michael Thomas who pretty much knows Michael Thomas in and out without being directly close to him. Probably as close as any closer than any of us could possibly be. Her name is the one and only Nicole. Nicole, welcome to the Black and Gold Breakdown Podcast. How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing good, sweetheart. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here in the first place. A very big fan of what you do and very supportive of you speaking out on this Michael Thomas issue. Now, before we get into the football player, I want to get into the person and what this means for Michael Thomas and his injury. Now, coming out of Ohio State, you and I both know Michael Thomas has never dealt with any kind of significant injury like this ever. And then everything started spiraling downhill for Michael Thomas last year when he got injured with a high ankle sprain, which ended up leading to a torn deltoid. And not a lot of people kind of take this as seriously as they should, because people think it's just an ankle sprain that needed surgery, or he mishandled, getting surgery in the offseason to prepare for this year. But my question to you is, what, in your honest opinion, is there more to this Michael Thomas situation than meets the eye? And if so, what have you seen out of Michael Thomas?
For me personally, I do believe there is more than what meets the eye, especially from the team's point of view, not just Mike's, because I feel like there's more there too. But as far as that, there's two sides to the story and kind of like the truth in the middle. So I think that both sides are playing it safely, but we're not fully getting the story of everything that's happened just yet. For them to just now really tell us, oh, he's going to be out, it kind of seems like he was about to come back. But then, the scans happened today and all of that stuff happened this morning, and now he's officially out for the season.
Very unfortunate stuff. But regarding Michael Thomas and his mental state, not a lot of people take the mental state as seriously as they should, especially, we talked about the whole Deontay Harris story and how he came out that mental health is important. Have you seen anything that could indicate that Michael Thomas is dealing with some mental health issues or mental lapses, or just, things of that nature?
I mean, him being in stature, all-pro wide receiver, he broke records 2019. He was doing the damn thing in 2019, basically. For me, like, the first sign that I saw was him deleting his Instagram. Like when players delete Instagram, they're A, fixing to go stupid that season and they're locked in, or B, situation where they're mentally tired. They can't keep up with, people bashing them or doing things that are good for them. And then there was the Calvin Ridley thing that just came out a few days ago where he's like, I'm in the same hole as you. So those are the two main signs. And then it's just the fact that he's been dealing with this for so long, you can't help but to think that it'll take a mental toll on him.
Absolutely. If you guys don't know what she's talking about, go look at Michael Thomas's Twitter. Go check out his tweets. The evidence speaks for itself. Now, Michael Thomas obviously is my favorite player. Obviously, is your favorite player as well. Let me see how I can word this. For everybody that doesn't really understand what Michael Thomas is going through, a lot of people are closed-minded, all that type of stuff. What would you say to that type of crowd that he's not really being a team player? Though, some people saying that he just took his bag and went home. And you and I have obviously different opinions about that. What would you say to that type of crowd that would really like dispel or debunk this notion that he's not a team player?
My thing is, with those type of people, if he didn't want to be here, he would have already requested a trade. He would have already just said, straight up, Peyton, I want out. SP, I want out. So for me, it's like, he's here. He's doing his rehab. He got his surgery. Sean Payton said he was working his ass off. He's so close to coming back, and then this shit happens. And it's like, I was at the Bucks game on Sunday, and I seen him on the sideline. And he was one of the people who went over to Jameis. Jameis went in the medical tent, and when Jameis was carted off. Like, if he didn't want to be here, he would not be being around the team, traveling with the team, all that good stuff. He would not be doing these things to, keep relationships or make relations. He wouldn't want that beef with Sean Payton either, because he's a person who's not going to back down. He's going to say what he says, and it's going to be that with him. But for me personally, I feel like if he's making all this effort because he wants to be here, because he loves his fans, he loves the city, and he loves his team.
Absolutely. For anybody else that isn't aware, Michael Thomas restructured his contract in the offseason to create more cap space for the New Orleans Saints to get under the requisite cap for the 2021 season. And that speaks to a team player in my personal books. Now, my final question to you, or should be final question, but I don't care if I can't think of any more, regarding Michael Thomas is for next season, and this is just, obviously get your insight and your opinion. What could we expect from Michael Thomas in the next upcoming offseason? Can we expect Michael Thomas to still stay with the Saints, or do you believe that, it's time for Michael Thomas and the Saints to part ways?
I do not see them parting ways. I feel like him and, Peyton, Loomis, Kai, they have really sat down and kind of sorted, the whole thing that was going on and stuff. I think he's going to come back next season. He's going to ball out like he did in 19. He's going to really shut everyone up. And he's going to make them look stupid. He's going to have a record-setting year. He just has to focus this year on getting himself physically and mentally healthy. Because without that mental form.
Thank you very much. And to answer this question right here, this is exactly why I'm doing this interview with Nicole right now. It's because of questions like this that needs to be answered. Why Wallace Smith asked us, why y'all think that Michael Thomas ain't going nowhere? Nicole just answered that in as great detail as I could. I can't put it any better than what she did, but I'll try to echo what she just said. Michael Thomas has always been a team player. I said a couple minutes ago that he restructured his contract this offseason to create cap space for the New Orleans Saints to not only get under the requisite cap, but also sign some additional players to help out the team as a whole. Michael Thomas, even though he had his surgery late, but Michael Thomas and Nicole, please correct me if I'm wrong here because my information on this is still kind of scarce. But Michael Thomas ended up getting a second opinion regarding his ankle on if he needed immediate surgery or if he needed to or if he could heal it naturally and just rehab it. And then that second opinion ended up being the latter. So he tried that first.
He did.
So he tried that first, and it obviously wasn't working out and
that was him and the team coming to that agreement as well.
Thank you. That was the team coming to that agreement. So he did that, and it didn't work out. So then he ended up getting surgery, which was in June. And then Sean Payton came out on Saints media today talking about he's been working hard to get back on the field for the Saints today. Traquan Smith, he echoed similar sentiments. He's been working hard, trying to get back with his guys. Nicole talked about he's been with this team from the jump, flying around, maintaining relations with everybody, especially Jameis Winston before he went out with a torn ACL. Finally, he just talked about the great fans, the best fans ever, and that's us, the Who Dat Nation. A guy that wants nothing to do with us would not hold us in such high esteem. If you guys don't believe me, go look at the Odell Beckham Jr. situation right now and what's going on over there in Cleveland. Odell Beckham Jr. is showing that he wants nothing to do with Cleveland anymore.
Ooh.
Not nothing to do with Kevin Stefanski, nothing to do with Baker Mayfield, the whole organization. He wants nothing to do with them. He's cut off contact. He was told to stay home today. That's a sign of a guy that wants to leave your franchise. So there's no similarities between Michael Thomas and Odell Beckham. I just don't see it, and neither does Nicole. So that's my answer to you, Mr. Wall.
No, it's not there for me either.
Murray did not restructure his contract. He went bye-bye. Well, Latavius Murray, that's a whole different spiel. But Latavius Murray, he wouldn't take a pay cut because his production obviously fell off, and so the Saints got their losses and they signed somebody else. Actually, they brought up Tony Jones, and then they brought back Mark Ingram. So it worked out for the Saints in the long haul. Meanwhile, Latavius Murray is still dealing with injuries up there in Baltimore. So I'd say the Saints got the better end of that exchange. It's unfortunate because I love Latavius Murray when he was here. And we got one more here before we get on to Atlanta Falcons, Nicole. Once again, guys, this is Nicole from over on Twitter. I will put her social media handles in the comment section after this video with her permission, of course. And you guys go follow her, go show her some support. She is a very passionate woman about Michael Thomas, Saints fan base as a whole. I love talking shop with her. She's amazing. And we got Saints01 here, who's also native on Twitter. He says, Saints will have MT back next season. He will be a top receiver in the league next year. Mark it. I believe that 100%. A lot of people around the league have slept on. People have slept on Michael Thomas because they think he's hit his ceiling. Michael Thomas hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. When Michael Thomas was hurt in the 2020 season, right? Think about it like this, Nicole. What people don't understand is even when he's
not even in his prime.
He's not only that, even though you are true, that is true. Not even just that, Michael Thomas, when he was playing through the injury, he averaged 500 yards total, 500 receiving yards through 5 games he played in the regular season. He averaged 100 yards per game on a busted up ankle. I challenge any other receiver to do that. I challenge any I challenge Devontae Adams. I challenge Stephon Diggs. You will not find a guy who is willing to put his body out there for his teammates other than Michael Thomas. You got what's up, Aaron Bros. People ahead and while break. All right, Nicole, I want to get your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons coming up, and then I'm going to let you go. We're coming up on 15 minutes now. My first question to you about the Atlanta Falcons is like key matchups, right? When we're looking at the Atlanta Falcons, what stands out to you in terms of the Atlanta Falcons and what the Saints need to prepare for?
Um, as far as defense wise, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be without, they got their main backs and stuff, but defense wise, defense has been playing lights out. I mean, they've really carried this team all 7 weeks, besides Jameis before he went out. Defense has been playing lights out. Now, as far as offense wise, boom and zoom. It's going to be boom and zoom all game long. Personally, in my opinion, it's going to be boom and zoom and Deontay Harris. Maybe Marquez might have a step up and White have a good connection with Simeon if that's who starts. But it's going to be game all day long from us.
Definitely agree with you on the defense. The offense still has little questions that needs to be answered for me, but I definitely see where you're coming from. The biggest question right now would be the quarterback position between Taysom Hill and Trevor Simeon. My next question to you, Nicole.
I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I'm here. I lost Aaron. I have no idea what happened. I just muted myself. Yeah, I definitely see Ingram's carries going up this game. I think it's going to be like split ground game between him and Kamara. But Jason needs to stay in his, little Swiss Army knife role, and we just need to use him that way. I don't know if you even heard that. But yeah, to read what I said in case you didn't hear it, I think Ingram's carries are gonna go up this game. It's probably gonna be like an even split between him and AK. And I personally think that Trevor Simeon needs to start at quarterback, and Taysom Hill just needs to stay in his role as Swiss Army knife. So.
All right, I apologize for that. I have no idea what just happened. A whole power just went for like a split second, and I lost everything. But if you guys can hear me, just let me know. I will adjust everything. Nicole, you still with me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry about that, guys. I really don't know. That was the weirdest thing ever. But we back. We chill. It's fine. I'm not sure what happened, but not going to happen again. Never had that happen in a long time here on the show. But we're talking about the matchups between the Saints and the Falcons and the quarterback position for the New Orleans Saints. My question to you before I rudely got interrupted by God is between Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian, which quarterback do you see the Saints rolling with for the rest of 2021? I personally believe it's going to be Trevor Siemian because Taysom Hill still has more value as a versatile, explosive weapon. But what are your thoughts on this situation at the quarterback?
I completely agree with that. I think that we're going to roll with Trevor Siemian and just kind of keep Taysom Hill where he's at because we can use him a little bit everywhere right now, especially receiver-wise. We could also use him on those explosive quarterback plays where he just comes in and straight runs the rock. So I think he's just going to be all over the place.
Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully Taysom Hill doesn't suffer another cheap shot that has another nasty concussion. I got worried about Taysom going through 3 weeks of concussion protocol and no repercussions for the Washington football player that knocked them out. That was nasty. That was brutal. But yeah, I'm really glad Taysom is okay. It's straight ridiculous. Always going to be ridiculous. My last question to you before I let you go, but is your final thoughts on the score prediction for next Sunday? You know, with Mark Ingram needing less than 70 yards to break the all-time Saints rushing yards record, what do you think the score prediction for the New Orleans Saints is going to be, and who's going to be the guy that stands out to you the most? Let's say on offense and on defense.
I'm going to go New Orleans 27-13. And I'm like, I keep just getting this feeling that Quan and Chauncey are just, their fucking breakout moment. Like, I know Chauncey kind of had one with his interception against Tom Brady this past Sunday, but I feel like Chauncey and Quan are just going to explode, and then we might see some Pete Werner, too. I know Peyton Turner's back at practice this week, so Peyton Turner could be back as well.
Hey, yo, I'm so happy to see Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport on the same field at the same time. The amount of violent intentions that can be on one side of the line is it's salivating at the mouth for me as a defensive guy. Pete Werner, especially, I'm specifically a linebacker guy, but you can't help but wonder what type of damage Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport can do when they're lined up opposite of each other going after the quarterback. It's just salivating to me. But thank you very much, Nicole. You are a sweetheart.
Matt Ryan is going to be on the field.
Absolutely. You are a queen. You're a blessing. Thank you very much for being a special guest here on the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast. I'm going to have to bring you on more often. I want to, when you and me got first did this, I remembered a little while ago that someone talked about you being a co-host here on the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast. I didn't take too much stock in it at first, but after doing this little tidbit, I don't know. It may have some merit to it, may not. If that's something you're interested in, if so, we can definitely talk about it going forward on Twitter. But overall, I just like talking to you as a person, getting your thoughts, getting your insight. We're definitely going to do more interviews. I can say that for certain. I'm pretty sure my chat loves your insight, especially if they know you over on Twitter. But before I let you go, let everybody know where they can reach you and how they can get in touch with you.
My Twitter is at it's Nicole HEAUXX. It's Nicole Ho with two X's. And my screen name is, of course, Mrs. Can't Guard Mike.
The miss is for a reason, y'all. The miss is for a reason. Trent Likely when you talk Michael Thomas because she's got her nose everywhere on the top there.
Tattooed on me. I have his number tattooed on me. Try Jesus, try 13.
I will make sure to list her social media handle in the comment section below so you guys can follow her if you have a Twitter account. Thank you to everybody that checked out the Black and Gold Breakdown Podcast Special Edition. Since we did today, we will not be here Thursday, but we will be here Saturday. And if my girl Nola Nicole here wants to come back Saturday, she's more than welcome to. We will be doing a pregame show. We will be talking more in depth about the Atlanta Falcons, not just score predictions and key matchups, but other areas such as stats. Who's going to be the record at wide receiver, so much more. It's going to be a fun time. Until next time, everybody, and as always, it's Black and Gold until Dead and Cold. From Hudak Davis to Nicole, we will see y'all later.